Tunaingia vijijini, mijini na hata jijini kukuletea taarifa mchana kutwa. Usiku tunaketi kitako, tunadadavua tukichanganua taarifa na makala muhimu yanayokuhusu wewe na familia yako. Ungana na Bernard Ngozi kwenye Open Forum Political Show kuanzia saa 4 usiku hadi dakika zake kila siku ya wiki kwenye
Hello everyone, welcome back for another amazing moment, another amazing time, another amazing hour. Kama Daud, the principal remains. I'm still Shadizo, your host today, and I'm having my co-pilot on the inside the plane to help us to run the day. And apart from that, we have other analysis. And welcome for the weekly roundup, whereby we'll be checking a lot of things that happen upon the week, and we're having the discussion with the other panelists inside the studio. And also, wherever you are, you can join us from using the link on the comment section, and it will be good. So welcome for this amazing Thursday, and we'll be checking out throughout the week. Just please, on the comment section, can you tell me where are you getting us from? Tell me where are you watching us from, and it will be good, and it will be great. Also, knowing where you're following us from. And also, if there are other things that came out throughout the week, and you'd like to know them, please just give it a shout out, and also it'll be good. So I want to bring other colleagues on the board. They greet us so that we can continue together as one. I'll begin with my our gown in the studio.
Who is Yoga? Good morning, everyone. Is it morning or afternoon? Oh, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for choosing to be part of the conversation. We're looking at how this week looked in the view of the news and other reports around the world. Welcome.
Okay, let me go to Douglas.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to yet another amazing show. What is it called again? I'm pretty sure it's Douglas. Welcome to the one analysis today.
Thank you. In perspective of the week. Okay, let us listen, Jose.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. I hope you enjoyed it.
Okay, and then we have Frank.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. And I hope you will enjoy this show.
Okay, thank you. And I want to ask you, please, just tell us where you're watching us from, and don't be mean. If you are viewing, please consider liking. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Click the subscription button. And also remember to share, and also remember to click the bell. I want to bring you on the board, and I'll bring you to the updates of the week. There are a lot of things happening throughout the week, and I'll be taking with them. And that's how young men, they normally say. And one of the things that happened today is the war between the Kanjo, Nairobi, with the Kenya Power, saying that we are this one is owing me, this one also is owing me. Kanjo, they're saying Kenya Power wanaendanga kata stima kama wajalipa, while Kenya Stima wanasema kwamba hao kuna madeni zetu. So tukaamua kuja kujaza takataka kama Kanjo, juu pia wanakujanga kata stima. So which analogy is that? Also saying the parliament reacting, the Senate reacting towards yesterday towards that issue also. And also be checking out through the week. It is the week that Kenyans have seen something that is unusual, whereby they are mourning at the same time they are happy inside. Some of them are happy inside their hearts because of the death of Matiang'i. We'll see the reactions of Kenyans to the death of who? The death of Chebukati, not Matiang'i, the death of Chebukati.
Nikiliocheka.
We'll be checking also towards that. The reactions of Kenyans towards also that, and also the other families, a family losing out, or a family losing up the home because of being demolished. Walikuja wakabomolewa nyumba kwao upeleo nakaa pasipo hata kupewa notice ama pasipo hata kuambiwa ni kwa nini tunabomolewa. Na wakafukuzwa hivyo. So the family likes, and other many parts or other many breaking news that we'll be checking towards them. So I would like to bring up on board, and before we roll down, I think like we could start with the story of Chebukati. Chebukati, the announcement of Chebukati days came out, and Kenyans reacted differently. beyond the expectations are what Kenya Muli, you came up on board and you reacted differently. So first, briefly, I would like to bring up that issue, and I'll hear about from the studio, or from the other colleagues who are watching us. The link to join us, the studio is on the comment section. Please use the link and join up so that we can continue sharing this information, or we can continue participating to it. You are free to comment. And also, I see the people in the comment section in Facebook. Mwanauliza nini? I'll be reading those comments as we are continuing. But first, let us begin with the issue, or the government on board with the reaction of the Matiang's dead. I mean,
why do you want Matiang's dead?
I don't know why.
This man is against Matiang's. Have you been paid to do the campaign, Matiang?
Chebukati is dead.
Okay. Chebukati is dead. That one doesn't have much to say. What you do while you're here, if it's not for the interest of the people, you will have nobody to mourn you when you die. It is that simple. But if you do what is pro people and live for others to live better, everybody will mourn you. So you lie on the bed the way you spread it, or lay it for those that need to get it that way.
Let us check this out, the reaction of Kenyans.
Wakenya sasa sijui tutasaidiwa aje. Hakuna sasa kitu tunaogopa. Huyo ni prominent leader, chairman wa IBC amekufa. Alafu sikini venye mna comment ati elimination method. Kid. Elimination method, surely. Elimination method. Asikia mwingine ati nikuja na masufuria ngapi? Ati ni jarai kubwa hata siwezi kusema mingi. Thank you very ati for the first time seeing someone going to hell direct. Omuse kubo. For the first time you seen someone ati binguni kuna kuhesabu kura. Bito, unataka kwenda kuhesabiwa pia wewe binguni? Ama what are you trying to mean? Like, ati ameenda kuhesabu kura Jongomeo. Wanawake, hello. Ati mumesema tumepata disco matanga ya emergency. Ile hajakifika hata itulie kwanza. Ati tumepata Kenyans jameni hapana. Huyo ni prominent leader amekufa jameni. Ati mimi nilikuwa nadhani huyo ndo IBC. Sasa ati Chebukati ndo alikuwa IBC ama yeye alikuwa tu chama. Wakenya mnataka aje? Like mnataka moto yenu ya jehanamu. Sasa you are fire in hell. Ile moto ya Wakenya iwashwe na nini? Juu makaa haiwezi, gas haiwezi, volcano haiwezi. Ama Wakenya tu siku mtafika hell. Msundwe tu kwa room moja alafu mlipuliwe. Juu mnaweza hata toroka tena Burundi. Juu kama huyo ni mtu Kenyans. We need to look at this.
So guys, I know by now you know that mwenda zake kucheka. You know that Wafula Chebukati has left us. Yeah. And I want us to read something a Kenyan wrote. Guy, enyewe ndio maana Mastugo hataki kuona tukicheka. We take everything as a joke. Even then. Sherehe itaanza Mandera. Ikuje Ramu. Acha tuanze. Sherehe itaanzia Mandera. Ikuje Ramu. Ikuje Gari. Ikuje Elwak. Ikuje Kobo. Ikuje Kotulo. Ikuje Tarbat. Ipitie hapa Wajia. Iende Samatar. Iteremke Manogashe. Ifike Isiolo. I don't know why Modogashe sounds funny to me, but anyway, next. At least funeral wako in their bag this year, but kuna yule client tunataka mpate. Habu mwenye alipost akaandika hapa chini ati ama tunashautia Mungu. Bedeli we client after client, huyu akitoka mwingine ana yo Ruto, we are coming for you, the angel of death. Ama ameandika ama amepaka damu kwa mlango kama wana Israeli. A confuse malaika. Adanganya malaika kwa sababu huyu uongo yake anyway. Rest in peace. Okay. Yeah, just rest.
In this country, sometimes we take matters of life and death as if it is a joke.
The economy is doing wonderfully. Hello guys, huku Kenya sasa ni mimi peke yangu naenda mbinguni. Chebukati amekufa. Hata hajamaliza hata 6 hours. Wakenya washaanza maneno. Kenya wanakuwa na shida gani? Washaanza maneno. Washaleta masifuria, watisijui sherehe inaanzia wapi, inapitia wapi, inamalizikia wapi. Yaani Wakenya, yaani mtu akikufa ni sherehe tena. Kenyans, Kenya tu inafaa tu washikwe tu wote waweke kwa shimo moja na wamwage petrol ndani na wawashe moto wachomeke.
Matanga ni kama ni ya Chebukati imenitosha nini niongezee chakula hapa.
Watu wako wengi kwa line nini?
Sasa hiki kidogo unaniweka matanga ni kama ni ya Chebukati.
Ni hapa tunajua ni ya Chebukati. God have mercy upon us.
6 hours. Wakenya washaanza maneno. Kenya wanakuwa na shida gani? Washaanza maneno. Washaleta masifuria, watisijui sherehe inaanzia wapi, inapitia wapi, inamalizikia wapi. Yaani Wakenya, yaani mtu akikufa ni sherehe tena. Kenyans, Kenya
lia Chebukati. Hata Chebukati. Hata nini mfanyika? Chebukati. Tena tunarudi tena na mambo. Unajua na tena unajua yani mkuu ndani mnafanya nini? Mnacheka, unalia. Ai nini ati Chebukati. Ukitoka nje penye kuna watu ndio familia zisikie. So hiyo ni kilio cheko. Na
hiyo ni kilio cheko, that is it. What did you say from Douglas as to your movie?
Just to echo what Bernard has said earlier, that we remember you for what you did, and I'm happy that you're finally there as Kenyans. From after last year, we moved from the status quo that existed previously, where we idolize these prominent figures and we give them God status in our societies, and we just excuse them for bad behavior and bad manners. I'm happy that we are at a point where hata wakikufa we just remember you for what we are. Sio ati we come there and we start we begin to marinate you and say good things about you. For instance, when Moi died, and we were all there praising him for, and we know that he ruined Kenyans, and he ruined our society, and he ruined our economy. So I'm just happy that you're there as Kenyans, and when you die, we're going to remember you for the things that you did. Yeah, if there are good things, then we're going to say them. But also, if there are bad things that you did, we're going to mention them also. And if we were waiting for that obituary, like the main one that we are waiting, we are definitely going to celebrate it.
Let you listen to John music.
Okay, to me it's tunapoteza mtu ambaye ni okay, on my perspective, is a father, is a brother, is an uncle to some people, but it depends on umeacha nini nyuma, the legacy. You see now, to Chebukati aliumiza watu wengi na akafurahisha watu wachache. So you'll find there's a mixed reaction. There are people who are happy on what has happened to the family, and there are people who are sad. You see, but all in all is ni ile kitu ambacho umeacha nyuma matters a lot. You see, the name. Sasa unapata lakini we Kenyans. We Kenyans, let us be serious, because kifo ni kifo, ikibisha imebisha. So you have to respect it. Wacha enda pumzike na abebane na madhambi zake. That's all.
Okay, let us listen to Frank.
Kwangu likifo la Chebukati yenyewe imenifurahisha sana. Sababu yenyewe I was almost dying because of these guys. Nilikuwa napigania nchi yangu. Alafu sasa yenye kifo cha Chebukati yenye kuna ile venye yani kuna wale wanaona yani maanisha yani kuna venye mimi naona yenyewe
Siko imejengeka.
Huko kwa sherehe. Kana huyu akoebweti yani. Ajapita iluwaka. Akaingia turbo. Aingia webuye. That's but on the same thing before we drop it, is the society losing it? Because from the mark of William Ruto, is here we are making a joke of death. Is it that the society is losing it, or the ills that the dead have committed have gone beyond forgiveness? What has changed?
Okay, I want to check out this because somebody said ati mwenda zake died out of from the cancer ambayo ilikuwa kwa kichwa. Na mimi nasema hii cancer mkosho ilianza after 6 months ama ilikuwa during mpaka election. Okay, let me play this video.
Karibu tena mtazamaji kwenye taarifa zetu za usiku wa leo. Aliyekuwa mwenyekiti wa tume ya uchaguzi nchini Wafula Chebukati atazikwa nyumbani kwake huko Kitale, kaunti ya Trans Nzoia tarehe 8 mwezi ujao. Kwa mujibu wa familia, Chebukati alifariki baada ya kupata mshtuko wa moyo alipokuwa akitibiwa na uchunguzi wa maiti unasubiriwa kubaini haswa kilichosababisha kifo chake. Chebukati alikuwa akiugua saratani ya ubongo tangu mwezi Aprili mwaka jana.
We are saddened with this loss, and the family, for purposes of the facts that he was a public figure, and for purpose of keeping good records for posterity, his grandchildren and anybody else, the family is still considering a postmortem. The burial has been confirmed for the 8th of March at his farm in Sabata, within Kitale, within Trans Nzoia County.
Unaona ndo hiyo. Unasema ilikuwa hapo tu ama hata before ama ni tu peke yake. So you see such a like question, they are confusing and zinachokea na maswali ambayo haina majibu.
No, but cancer is one very we can call it what, a subtle disease. It's never there until it is discovered. So we cannot tell that it was after 6 months or before. But cancerous cells are, they develop quietly. If you're not frequent in testing or checking, you may never know until it is late. But like one Kenyan said, that there's no need for postmortem. What killed Chebukati is pesa wizi. Hakuna haja ya kwenda kuangalia postmortem. So sijui wengi wa Kenya mnasemaje kwa mambo haya.
We listen from the views of the Kenyans. Please let's your comments on the comment section. I'll be also checking them. Want to join? Okay, Daniel Sima wants to join. Duncan, I've sent the link on the comment section. Even Facebook, the link is there. Just click the link and then allow the streamer to configure your audio, your video, and then you will be on the board. Please share the video. Invite somebody to watch you. The number of people watching is still low. Please share the video. Invite somebody as you continue. So I will we break it down. Also, we bring to other matters that is being raising up, affecting Kenyans. There's issues of whereby unakuta somebody anaishi kwake, and then you just get a notice like tumekuja kubomoa bila kuletewa notice kwamba kuna tatizo kama hili na lile that makes you to be removed at the place that you are living. But now you just say, you wake up one morning, the police are outside. You have given guarantee that you are demolishing your house because somebody else's property. Even Kenyans have been crying since the other previous week, the last weekend. Also, you have another family that was crying up that tumekaa hapa, nimekaa hapa, tumezaliwa hapa, babu yangu amezikwa hapa, babangu amezikwa hapa. I'm now 50 years old, and then you are coming to tell me that kama hapa sio kwako. After 50 years, where am I going? Where do you want me to go? So there's also such a kind of an issue happening. Also, again, repeat itself this week, and we want to communicate about that. But before we check out that, let us listen out, please.
Taarifa nyingine zinaarifu kwamba familia moja katika eneo la Kitutu Kusini, kaunti ya Kisii, imelazimika kulala nje kwa wiki moja sasa kufuatia mvutano wa kipande cha ardhi ya nusu ekari. Familia hiyo inasema licha ya kuwa na hati miliki, maafisa wa polisi walifika katika eneo hilo na barua ya kuwahamisha iliyotolewa mwaka 2023 kwa madai ya kuishi katika shamba hilo kinyume na sheria. Crispin Otieno ana taarifa hiyo kwa kina.
Kijiji cha Bogusero, maeneo ya Musocho. Hapa tunafika katika boma la mzee Andrew Okeago, familia ambayo imevumilia baridi pamoja na wajukuu wake kwa siku kadhaa sasa. Tatizo likiwa umiliki wa kipande hiki cha ardhi. Wiki jana, maafisa wa polisi pamoja na vijana waliojihami walifika hapa kuwahamisha kwa lazima, wakiwa na barua ya mahakama ya mwaka 2023.
Sasa hii ndio nimestukia ya jana hii, ilikuwa kazi yangu huko Ruga. Nimestukia sasa hadi nimebeba maleo. Hata mimi nishangaa siku kwa sina barua yoyote kutoka kwa mjikumi au chief.
Anapomoa nyumba. Hii ni mara ya pili. Huyu jamaa amekuja kupomoa nyumba kwa ndugu yangu hapa. Na huyu ndugu yangu hana makosa. Hajawahi kosea mtu.
Tangu siku hiyo, maisha yamekuwa magumu. Nyumba zao 3 zikiangushwa na kuharibiwa.
Wale wanaasa tu na kale kachikoni huko. Mboga ilikuwa ndani, masufuria ndani. Wakaanza kumoa hiyo, wakaniambia mama, toka, hawezi kitu unatuambia.
Tulikuja tukapata kwamba watoto wamelala nje, mama hana manguo, hakuna chakula, yani tukashindwa ni hali gani, na watoto hawa ni mayatima.
Chini ya paa hii ndio wamekuwa wakivumilia na watoto, licha ya nyumba yao kung'olewa paa kutokana na kisa hicho. Tulitafuta mkuu wa polisi wa Kitutu ya Kati aliyeongoza operesheni hii, Kazungu Charo, ambaye anasema barua hii iliyotolewa na mahakama ndiyo walikuwa wakitekeleza kwa mujibu wa sheria.
The eviction was done in a very humane way, and let us follow the law. You cannot just wake up, go and sit on somebody's land and start claiming that the land belongs to you.
Bila shaka ni hali ya kutamausha kwa familia hii. Wanasema leo ikiwa ni siku ya 6 wakiwa wanavumilia tu kijibaridi ndani ya jumba hili. Wanazidi tu kutoa wito kwa mashirika ya kutetea haki za binadamu kuingilia kati hali hii kama njia mojawapo tu ya kupata haki. Crispin Otieno, runinga ya Citizen, kijiji cha Bogusero, kaunti ya Kisii.
All right, that's how things are on the ground. You see, like that's such a like families are being affected like that. It's not only that family. This is the thing I've been going up rapidly since recently. We found that that those issues they just spike up every day. And I would like to hear the response from everyone. Let me begin today with Frank. Unaona aje kuhusiana na hiyo maneno ya watu kubomolewa nyumba pasipo kupewa notice, na mtu anakuja kwanza kusema shamba hii ni yangu na hata kama si yake.
Yes, kwa sababu umeingia hapo nyumba umebomoa nyumba na hujaelekeza watu mahali pa kuenda. So what do you expect after kubomolea nyumba hivyo? Una expect waende wapi? Kila kitu umebomoa, yani umebomoa nyumba, kila kitu iko huko ndani au kama kipao kutoa vitu. So yeah, this is eleven.
Okay, let me hear from Jose. Jose, what do you speak about it? Because you see this and that night is so chaotic, and the worst thing or the annoying thing is that somebody is presenting something that was documented in 2023, and today we are in 20.
You know, there's something those kids are not telling us a clear picture, because I don't know if the family do they have the title deed of that place.
It seems so.
Yeah,
it seems
so. It's claimed so. It's claimed so.
If it's claimed so, then there's a racket. Now, for those guys to come to that place, order police for Bujapo, it seems the family knew. Walijua kuna wrangles about this, but all to take action. We Kenyans, we normally we like to play the blame games because I've seen some few people wamebomolewa nyumba na hali ya roho wamepatiwa notice na wanalenga tu but sincerely hapo naona kuna mchezo inachezwa, kuna mtu amerushwa ama ni familia, ni vita kifamilia, yeah, but it's not good for the family. Wamebomolewa nyumba, wangesolve kivyao, wajue vile watasettle because they should go to court also to go and clarify what is going on. Yeah, I'm sorry for the family.
Okay, let me listen to the General Douglas.
I think as a Kenya, we are inherently a very unjust society. Because how comes it's always, poor people who are always sitting on the equal land? We never see, people being, aside from the issue in Kimau, the people who are sitting on land that was, claimed to belong to Mombasa Cement, for a cement company. I'm not sure which one it was, yes. But it's always poor people, in slums, so who are always being evicted. But we know there are rich people in this country who've grabbed public land, who've grabbed government land. But those people are never evicted. We never see them evicted. It's always poor people. And even if they are sitting on illegal land, I'm not sure if they actually own the land. It's inhumane to just go and sometimes they do it at night. Actually, they mostly do it at night. You leave people stranded at nowhere to go. That doesn't sit right with me. Even if that land doesn't belong to them, it just isn't right. It speaks to how we as a people view human life and how we have disregard for human beings. Yeah.
Okay, let me listen to Bernard.
I agree with Douglas. I think the best description that fits the situation is what Mwalimu Nyerere described Kenya to be, a man-eat-man society. As much as there are different reasons why different people are sitting on land illegally, the addressing of the same needs to be all-compassing. If the order was given in 2003, okay, was it served? When the order is served, you sign, you have received the order. Now, when we look at this case in particular, it is clear there's a racket being played. Somebody goes to hire the police to come and enforce an illegal order that is not substantiated. Because if the order was right from the court, it should have proper signatories. We came on so day, we served you this order, you signed here, okay? And we gave you 2 years to be out of here. 2 years later, you have not left. So now they go to obtain an eviction order, which now gives them power to throw you out. If those things are not there, then this somebody who we are back into that scenario where we were with these special people called private developers. When they cite your land, they come and claim that it's for private developer, then they push you out to put there whatever they want to do. And so it is bad and unbecoming. And if this continues, we are going to arm communities against communities, people against people. And then, of course, it's becoming clear that the wedge between the rich and the gap between the rich and the poor is widening with every passing day. And now when the poor people will have nowhere else to go, and what else to, they begin to eat up the rich people, then that is not how to preside over a country. So I would advise that matter should not be happening in our day, because even our structure of leadership is such that that information cannot be implemented without one mtu wa nyumba kumi, the chief, the assistant chief. These are the immediate leaders. So police cannot just walk into somebody's compound and destroy their house. The chief is not there. The assistant chief is not there. The nyumba kumi man is not there. This is land grabbing. The mighty are showing their might and not necessarily even enforcing of court order. And this level of corruption is what I think what the wherever Human Rights Society are talking about when it comes to our Supreme Court and our judges, where somebody's used to do this dirty work and all of it in the pretext of making one more shilling. I presume it is ungodly and unjust. So let's just stop it. If you want land, buy for yourself. Why should you snatch somebody's land? And then also there is ownership of land by reason of staying there. The law recognizes if people have been in a land for a period of time, I think exceeding 10 years, they have some claim over the land. If there was no claim on the land and the owners did not show up, you go and present and you can find a way of registering that land in your name since it belongs to nobody. And so the law has to take the upper hand. I think the family needs to seek the help of the legal minds. They can get in touch with the Kituo cha Sheria who give legal representation for free. And I think they will find the required help. But for now as a society, tunapaswa kujihoji haswa hao mabwenyenye ambao wanataka kugandamiza na kuhujumu wale wasiokuwa navyo. Kumbuka, usisahau Chebukati amekufa na hata ziko kwa eka 10 kale ka square tu na mambo yameisha.
Okay, as we dropping that, I hope Kenyans you have also your views towards that. Please send your views. I will also be checking towards them also because they also matters a lot to this conversation. Also, as also we drop that, I would like us to check this out. Also, as we are checking, we are continuing to check out what the breakout of the week. Also, checking out this commotion between the county government of Nairobi and the Kenya Power, the Kenya Power
on Darkness Company.
Yeah.
It's like
and the conflict is so it's like somebody saying that you are owing me, the other person saying they owe me. Hey, you have my money. Somebody also say that you also owe me. So we have seen that conflict during out the week, and until the county government walikuja kumwaga takataka kwa malango ya Kenya KPLC Plaza, and they na wakasema kwamba wacha tu wasema hivyo, tutakata stima yao, tutafanya nini. They reacted towards it. Okay, what do you see about the picture? Let me begin with Bernard.
That's of course failed leadership. Failed leadership in the sense that when there is such a level of conflict, you need to arrest the situation. You don't escalate the situation. So the fault here, first it falls on the Nairobi governor for not stepping up and arresting the situation before it gets out of hand. If you owe, you owe. Whether the person you owe owes you, that's a different case. If you are the first one to be taken to court for owing, you begin by paying first and then you are justified. And so Sakaja is failed in his leadership, and that does not come to me as a surprise. The incompetence of Sakaja is everywhere and everybody knows. And so this is just a manifestation of failed leadership. The Kenya Power and the City Hall, their conflict did not start yesterday. They have been in these loggerheads all along, even the time when we used to have Nairobi, not as a county, but as city council. There was always that issue of bills. City Hall has not paid. Kenya Power has come to disconnect. they are beaten up, chased away, and things like that. And so in my calculation or my observation, this need not even to reach to the public. Let the key people who are involved address the matter. This issue of treating Kenyans to unnecessary drama needs to come to an end. There is a reason why we have leaders. There's a reason why there is the MD of Kenya Power, or Director of Kenya Power. There is a reason why Nairobi has a governor. One of it is that the Kenyans can be saved from this unnecessary drama. So when that is happening, that now Kenyans should intervene, it shows that we don't have leadership. The people we are putting in the seat of power are incompetent, and it's a sad situation that people are earning salary every month. Instead of them solving the problem, they are treating us to their misery and miserable way of dealing with things. It is unbecoming, uncalled for, and should be condemned. Thank you.
Okay, let me listen to Douglas.
That doesn't mean that is pure comedy. So in the streets, we call it Aurapo. When someone does you dirty, so you do that in return. So apparently it was City Hall that started. Then Nairobi City Council decided, oh, we'll show you how low we can go. So they decided to take trash at their doorstep. And that is petty, and it is childish, and it just speaks of how our leadership is, how poor leadership we have as a country. But we don't expect to see that at the top level. It's it's pure comedy to me. It's ugly. Those are issues that should be solved. There's a process for that. People who are in charge of dealing with those things. More diplomatic ways to deal with it. And what precedents are we setting for us young people and younger people than us? Kids, imagine kids after school, they're sitting on the TV and they're watching that kind of news. So they wonder, so is this the way we should deal with things? It's not a good show. For a country that prides itself and a regional leader and for a country like Kenya that prides itself in setting standards of leadership and democracy across the region, it's just so good to me.
Okay, let me listen to Jesse.
Yeah, to me, it's this thing is not allowed. It shows how our leaders. The problem is at the top. Yeah, the top people are rotten. Yeah, when we wanted a leadership where people can drive us to a better life, to a better settlement, to better ways of how we can have a system which is working. But when we elect people who are there for themselves, they don't understand the system. You see, this thing, people outside wanashindwa, kwani hao watu, a capital city of Kenya, they are behaving like that. Kenya Power is a very big parastatal, yeah, and the Nairobi County, it's one of the most nearby respected. But when you find all these suckers, these drama zote zinafanyika, ni aibu, yeah. So these people, they should be thrown out, the leaders. Waanzie kwa Sakaja. Wote watolewe mpaka the MD wa Kenya Power, the CEO, everybody, they should be moved out. So that we can have serious people who can deal with these issues in a right way. Sio kuibishana huko nje, mnatoa uchi wenu huko nje. Yeah? The world is watching. People are watching. Yeah? You can imagine the Kenya Power, they are misbehaving in Nairobi cities. And Sakaja is there, just there sitting. Yeah? Ruto mwenyewe is there, just watching. Yeah? So, we have to take action on how these people will be moved out of their offices. They are not doing anything. Wanna receive salary for nothing. Yeah? They are eating our money. It's painful to see those lorries that wanamwaga takataka. Najua hizo ni pesa zetu, mafuta, Yeah. Lori. Yeah. Haya, Kenya Power nao wanaenda kufanya sakasi yao, wanaenda kuzima stima. Ni aibu gani hiyo? Hao watu wanafaa wangekuwa kwa boardroom yao or solve these issues instead of kuongelea the muscles, nani na nguvu kushinda mwingine, nani na nguvu. Hao watu wanafaa waende nje ba. Watolewe kabisa so that we can put the right people to do the right job for us. Yeah. We have good people outside here. Yeah. Who they can work very well instead of these massacres zote. Those are goons. Mama goons to make wako kwa hiyo nini? It's painful. Hao magoons wako tu hapo. Sakaja should go out. Kama ajui ku control Nairobi County. Na MD, the CEO wa Kenya Power pia waende. So that we can have the right people, things are moving. Sisi maibu ndogo ndogo hizi zinaletwa hapa zinatuaibisha Kenya yetu. Thank you.
Okay, let me listen to Frank. Frank, unaonaje hii story? Jo, kuna kama ingekuwa ni women ni sisi tumeenda kuandamana, ungeona wameleta mpaka makarao kwa kuja watu disperse. Mbona hii story makarao hajaingilia? Mbona hata hawajafanya kitu yote, takataka na kuja tuna mwaka katikati ya barabara. Wamezima. So hiyo ndio inachezwa hapo.
Okay, Kenya Power walikatia vituo stima na wakachukua takataka wakamwaga.
So uhusiano gani kati ya takataka na stima? Ingekuwa City Council unawakatia maji, sababu City Council ndio supply maji na hao wana supply stima. So hao wakae bila maji, sisi tukae bila stima. Lakini sasa kuniletea takataka kwa mlango inakuwaje fair game?
Okay, those are the games we used to play when we were kids. Huyu alinifanya nini? Huyu alichukua kitabu yangu akafanya nini? Akaweka kwa maji. Wewe unachukua kitabu yake fanya nini? Urarue. Sasa unakuta at the end of the day, you haven't bring the solution, but you're causing a lot of damages instead of bringing the solution. Let us check out what the Senate speak about the matter or the issue yesterday, and also be one as we were analyzing it up to the end.
And on the same, during the afternoon session of the National Assembly proceedings today on Wednesday, here is how the lawmakers responded to the ongoings and the dirty wars between the Kenya Power and Lighting Company and the county government of Nairobi.
Indeed, I was asking myself last night as I watched on TV, where are the police that should be ensuring there is law and order everywhere in the country? The Inspector General of Police must take decisive action, and it must begin from the drivers to the people who instructed them. Whether it goes all the way up to the governor, it should not matter.
If you cannot afford to pay your bills, you negotiate with the person you owe money. You don't use other means to intimidate them and to make them, to make them let you go with their money. Mr. Speaker, I stand here to condemn that matter, Mr. Speaker, because it is uncouth and primitive, and it is an irresponsible way of dealing with an issue.
We shall not allow this country to be reduced to a Wild West behavior, whereas you disagree with somebody and you send goons and hooligans to go and sort out your mess. That is not Kenya, and you must stop it. So I direct you to summon the IG to find out why no action has been taken against this publicized criminal behavior by the city government of Nairobi.
That's how things, the leadership or the makers of the law, they have come to the matter.
That's annoying. Listening to Ichungwa, the speaker, and the Junet. It's they are running away from responsibility by not pointing out where the fault is. Now they are looking for the driver and the lorry. No, this very, this annoys me because These are the people that are supposed to formulate policies and laws that govern the country to betterment. But look at the way they are reasoning. They are reasoning so pedestrian and, trying to exempt people from responsibility. Instead of them summoning the governor, they are summoning the IG. Now, look at that. So IG was supposed to do what? Stop the lorry or arrest the lorry driver? I mean, this circus needs to come to an end. And to Kenyans, please don't vote in people that are not able to help the country. We are in a mess like this because we have 300 plus people who are earning salary for doing nothing, messing the country, and they're enjoying it. They have 10-year security of 10 years, 5 years of free money. We need, as Kenyans, to think differently. If these are the people we are sending to parliament, it's better that parliament is closed. We don't need them. I rest my case.
Douglas, conclusion no matter on that matter.
Okay. As I'm saying, it's an ugly situation, and it's not something that we should have to witness. We are, a country governed by the rule of law, and that should be upheld. But again, we love to demonize our leadership and and criticize them at times. But I think at some point we need a total reset as a society. We are rotten society, in my view, because even look at how we deal with our own issues within ourselves. It's the same behavior. When someone does something, we retaliate. We are rotten society because these leaders don't come from us. They come from among us. And even if we get them out and we bring in new ones, but it's still the same rotten society. We're still going to get new rotten people. So I think it's time that we need a total reset of our society. We need to take our values, how we deal with our issues, and we need to rethink ourselves as a society going forward.
What do you mean new rotten people?
Huh?
We are not talking about exchanging people in leadership. We're talking about voting competent people into offices of responsibility. There is a reason why somebody is called a leader and the other one is a follower. And the reason why one is called a leader because he has to take responsibility and provide solution to what bedevils the people. That if we are in leadership position, we are enjoying the glory of that leadership, enjoying the benefits of that leadership, and we fail to provide that leadership, it only explains two things. We are incompetent, we can't do anything about the situation, we're already beaten, or we don't care what happens to the people as long as our money has come in. And probably we are suffering from both in Kenya. And that does not necessarily mean that it's the entire society. We still have got credible people out here that can provide leadership, only that probably the method by which people assume leadership in this society is a bit questionable. We love the bad ones and the reject the good ones.
Okay. I think I need to respond to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The problem is not what leadership should be per se. All over the world, what makes a leader, it's not subjective. It's the same rules. But as a society, we make compromise. For instance, now we've been saying that Sakaja's leadership is poor and is leading Nairobi down the trenches. But what now that he has moved over to Raila's quarter, and there's a place where we put Raila, he cannot be called out, he cannot be criticized. Now that is going to sanitize Sakaja. He's not going to be impeached, let's be honest. We are going to compromise, especially his supporters. We are going to say we're going to bring politics on board. We are going to say, so we are going to excuse it. Those are the things I'm saying. You know, compromise on values, we should not compromise on values. If it's wrong, it should be wrong. No matter who is doing it, it doesn't matter who is doing it. It doesn't matter if it's a father or, it's a child. That has always been my principle. Wrong is wrong.
So my question is, when Raila supports Sakaja, does that make Sakaja competent?
No, Raila has always been like an umbrella for poor leadership against pro-business.
No, that in your judgment, does Raila support for Sakaja make Sakaja competent?
It doesn't make him competent. It makes him. It gives him some sort of security against any political threat.
It gives him security against political
like
threat.
what Ruto got during the Gen Z revolution last year. The moment Raila came to his side, that shielded him. That is why I always say Raila is the biggest impediment to democracy right now. And a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. I think he's overstayed it right now.
If it's that big to protect somebody from being ousted from office, being impeached or done away with, I don't think he's an impediment. He's too big for you people to handle.
Now that is what I'm talking about. Thank God you brought it up.
So if it's too big for you people to handle, just grow your size.
No one is bigger than the nation. No one. Not even the person who signed the independence of Kenya. No one is bigger than Kenya. After ukienda America, no one is bigger than America. That's why Americans have the second America.
No, I didn't say it's bigger than Kenya. I say it's too big than you people.
No, let me just finish. That's why America has the second amendment, where people are allowed to hold guns. Those guns are not for fighting livestock. They're there to protect themselves when someone is too big to be questioned by the people. Because no one is bigger than the people. No one is bigger than the nation. Yeah, and I think we need to pass such a law in Kenya, where when someone becomes too big for the people, then the people can
shoot him.
Yeah,
no, Brother Douglas, there you are wrong. If I am becoming number one every time there is an exam, you need to do more than I am doing to beat me. Do more than I'm doing to beat me. You can't kill me simply because I'm becoming number one.
What should we do? We are a country that has been defined by impunity.
No, it's a matter of if we are competing for resources, we are competing for position, we are competing for relevance, and your relevance is not significant enough to cause waves, you just increase it. If you increase it to the magnitude that this person who is overshadowing me can be overshadowed, then you beat him. But if you sit and begin to complain, he's shielding, he's protecting, he's this, he's that, that's all you can be. That is complain about the person, other than you grow yourself to a level whereby you can beat him.
Okay, so can I respond now?
Yes.
Bernard, you are Raila supporter. Let's just get that.
It is not Raila support. It is competition for resources.
Can we just get that out of the way? Before I get to the competition of resources, let's just get that out of the way. You are Raila supporter. Die hard. I can't change it. So can we all agree that?
No, you are dragging Raila support to defend your refusal to accept that if you can't beat me in class, join me. It's because you are not doing enough, or you can't reach the level where I am. So if you can't reach the level where I am, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. It's your fault.
If you can't beat them, if you can't beat them,
because it's a very important thing to understand. Bernard is a Raila supporter. He's joking anyway. He's a Raila supporter.
I am a Raila supporter. No, everybody knows that. But my argument has nothing to do with my supporting Raila. It has everything to do with if Sakaja is incompetent, he's incompetent. If the MCS see his incompetence, I want to impeach him. Okay? Raila cannot stop the MCS from impeaching Sakaja. So it is for the MCS to take responsibility and play their role, not to look for an excuse that Raila is shielding Sakaja from being impeached. You are the one finding an excuse for the MCS from doing oversight job. And that's what I'm refusing.
Okay, so the audience is going to lose my point because I wanted to make the point on someone being bigger than Kenya. I wanted just to make.
Nobody's bigger than Kenya.
You say that he's too big for us guys. We are Kenya. He cannot be bigger than us. And I thought I was bringing in the issue of you being a Raila supporter. I hope that, but you know, you moved on to something else, and we've lost that bit of the argument. But you know, it's still in our minds. And you know, as a Raila supporter, you are speaking from a point of privilege. You know, Kenyans over time have been disenfranchised because these political figures have been more like power cartels. So, like, ripping apart that status quo, it's very difficult because there are people who've been in the political circles for decades. So they are like pivotal figures who you have to align with them if you're ever going to be anything in politics. So you saying that you know, you need to find a way to compete better, or you need to read better. I think it kind of comes across as a hypocritical to me, because you know that since then immemorial, especially before the constitution, the 2010 constitution, power belonged to the political elites, and especially the president. Sovereign power was vested in the presidency. So over time, Kenyans learned to internalize that you know, the political class are like bosses, and you are there to be told what to do. And you know, Kenya is just changing from that, and especially love what we young people don't believe in those things. You know, the constitution says that power belongs to us, and that is what we are exercising. And moving forward, we are going to fight back. We're going to push back against that impunity that has existed. And the only way we can do that, we can overturn that, is just by what we wanted to do last year, like toppling all those, you know, draining the swamp, like you are saying, doing away with those people who've been in politics and they believe that they are untouchable and they can do whatever they want. But that is not easy. That is why we are celebrating when they die, because for every one of them who goes, it's, you know, it's a
that's your elimination method.
Yes, and if I was just allowed to, if we were just allowed to own guns and delete them when they become too big than Kenya, then that will even be better.
So how constitutional is that?
It's constitutional if it's passed by the people.
Listening to you, I guess you're looking for an extra constitutional way of dealing with the Kenyan situation.
Yes, that's exactly what America.
Why should that be the case?
You know, there's democracy. There's democracy. Yeah, for instance, last year, we wanted to impeach the president, but that proved impossible. Why? Because one, there's no IBC. So that proved impossible. There's a way they can circumnavigate the constitution. There's a way you can bend the law.
No, but I don't think you can only resort to that when you have exhausted the provision within the constitution. What I find from you is that you have refused to find a way out of this situation constitutionally, and you're looking for another excuse to get what you are doing outside the law justified.
How can we find a way?
The Raila Odinga you're talking about has not always been Raila Odinga.
A question for you, Bernard.
Yes.
How can we find a way constitutionally if we're in a constitutional crisis? There's no electoral commission. So if you wanted to impeach the parliament, if you wanted to overturn the parliament, you know, recall all the MPs, it's impossible because there's no electoral commission. If you wanted to impeach the president, it's impossible. And that is by design. There's no electoral commission.
Sanction the creation of a commission.
How do we sanction it? That's why
So it is better to overthrow the government and overthrow the parliament than sanction the president and the people concerned to constitute the IBC.
Let me just break my point. You know, this constitution wasn't written by God, it was written by the people. And for instance, the American Constitution, the writers of that constitution oversaw a situation where someone will come and they will see themselves as untouchable, and they will lord over the people. That's why they give power to the people. If someone like that ever comes across, then there's the Second Amendment that gives you the power to be vigilantes and just shoot them.
No, secure yourself. You're misleading the people. The Second Amendment is not for shooting people. Come on. There is no law that says shoot people. And protect themselves. Not shoot people.
Not shoot people.
Not themselves.
Protect who?
Yeah, you're bringing out
democracy by
shooting people.
Shoot whoever is
which one is that? Where is that practiced? Forget it. If that is what is guiding you guys, you are misguided. So it is simple. If we want Sakaja out of office, we should not talk about Raila. We should talk to the MCS that we voted for. They are the ones that have the power to impeach and take to the Senate. Make sure the senators do what they are supposed to do. Impeach the Sakaja. It's not what you know. It's what the law provides.
We know how our democracy works.
No, like you are consumed into your own world.
You know how the democracy works. People in parliament and all these county assemblies, they don't use their own brains. They use the brain of the party.
That is an assumption. An assumption. Why is Mwangaza out of office?
It's not an assumption.
Why is Mwangaza out of office?
Mwangaza is not out of office. Mwangaza is there.
Mwangaza has been impeached how many times?
But he's still in office.
I'm asking, has she not been impeached by the MCS?
But she's still in office. You think MCS?
She's in office courtesy of the court, courtesy of her appeal,
courtesy of
her appealing against the impeachment. But the impeachment was successful. So if the law provides that the impeachment of the governor requires this majority of members of their county assembly, if we have a problem with the governor, we sanction the assembly to do their job.
Let's use
That's what's constitutional.
Let's use Gachagwa's impeachment. Was it done properly?
Okay. Was Gachagua impeached?
Wasn't he?
He was impeached.
Yes.
Yes, he got the enough number of votes to get him out.
So
and the impeachment does not require all crimes to be found. Even one is able to get him out. So there were 11.
How
he was found guilty of 5.
How come? Was it right?
Right to do what?
Okay, Shalizo, was Gachagwa's impeachment done right?
It was not procedurally done, but the impeachment went through.
Don't use procedures, use moral.
There's no moral law on this. Let's go to the next person. You guys are not serious. Get operate within the law if you want to be anything in this country. But if you want to operate outside the law, you will be outlawed like Mongiki.
Okay, the problem. Okay, Shadizu, just let me just have stuff so that you can move to the next person. I just think that we tend to make. I'm saying that we as Kenyans are just inherently pathetic. Our moral values are just, we make compromises when it comes to a certain person that we either admire or we support. So we are willing to make compromises when it comes to values. And,
follow the law.
The law. This law was written.
Do what the law says until that law is not serving mankind. Then we review it. But if there is a law that says this person is responsible for this, and that person has not done what is required to do, catch the person. Stop looking for an excuse. He's closer to the president, or he's closer to Raila, he's closer to power, and all that. Those are just lame excuses for people who are refusing to do what they are required to do.
Okay, fine. Let me just finish out. They don't just allow me to make.
Okay.
Let me just close in 30 seconds. This is the law. It's just a piece of paper, and there's how power really works. And this is not. You cannot. It's not defined by law. There's how power works, and the intricacies of power.
The law is a piece of paper.
In our country, that's why we want to vote in leaders who will uphold the rule of law, and that is why us as young people, we are asking emeritus Ani Baraka to run for the presidency, because he's someone who we know that is going to uphold the rule of law. And for once in this country, we can begin to respect the rule of law. That is the only way we are going to move forward as a nation. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you for that. I want to take the gear to another level. I see the supervision has joined us. Thank you for joining. As you're still just on political matters and political issues, there's this issue that Gachagua brought up recently and has been going out through that, saying that Raila should bring out the stand and say and tell us where he is standing from. He is supporting Ruto, or he is standing up, so that we can know where to join or where to support. Let's listen to Gachagua first.
All right, moving on now. Former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has challenged former Prime Minister Raila Odinga to declare his political stand just a day after the former Premier met President William Ruto at State House, Mombasa, and announced that they would consider his support. He would rather consult his supporters before outlining his political roadmap. Speaking in Kamba media stations, Gachagua criticized Odinga for sitting on the fence, saying it's stalling the country's political discourse. He, however, insisted he is ready to team up with Odinga to unseat President William Ruto.
Si hatumwelewi Raila Odinga, na nimesema juzi nilikuwa na interview. Hatujui vile anataka. Na tunangojea atoe msimamo ndio tujue vile tutakaa na yeye. Kama ataamua kuchafua legacy yake ya miaka hii yote na kuunga Rais William Ruto mkono, hiyo ni haki yake, na sisi hatuwezi mzuia. Lakini hiyo haina shida yoyote, kwa sababu zile kura alikuwa nazo ndani yake iko kura mingi sana ya Kalonzo Musyoka. Hiyo itakuwa imeondoka. Pale Kisii imeondoka. Pale kwa Mlima alikuwa na kura 1.1 imeondoka. Kwa hivyo hakuna kitu kubwa sana atapelekea Rais William Ruto. Number 2, huyu Rais William Ruto amewachwa na kila mtu. Kanisa ambaye ziliunga yeye mkono zimemuondokea. Watu ya Mlima tuliunga yeye mkono 3.5 million tumeondoka. Watu wako na payslip. Hao wafanyikazi wote wakiwemo nyinyi wanalalamika sana. Kila mtu ya payslip na payslip holders ni karibu 3.5 million wamemuondokea rais. Hii watoto wetu wa Gen Z ambaye watachukua kura karibu 9 million hawako na yeye.
President William Ruto has wooed the Coast region to
Anasema Raila asema simama na watu mmeondokea Ruto. Watu yuko na payslip. Umeacha Ruto. Let me begin the just. And then I'll bring in Nani. Just say.
Yeah, Gachagua, nampenda sana because of his comedy. He's a comedian. For him, he's playing a dangerous game, because when you deal with Raila, you don't deal with him as a person. Raila is a spirit. Leo uko na yeye, kesho yuko na wewe. You may think you are with him, na kumbe ile mahesabu zake anapiga mahesabu zingine juu sana hata kushinda. So for Gachagua, he has to cool down. He doesn't need to compete with the sitting president, Sahi, because it's too early. And he's trying to engage some people on how to overturn the government, you see. But initially, what I can say that Gachagua, you should sit down and strategize, and he needs to consult different people. He has to travel. He has to go to Mandela. He understand what Mandela wanataka nini. He has to go to Busia. He understand what Busia wanataka nini. He has to go to coastal region, but not sticking Papo to central, because Raila is all over. Raila together wapi anajulikana. But for Gachagua, it will be very difficult for me, because I'm not happy, because he's saying that people as analysts sijui amepoteza kura sijui moja wapi. Raila amependwa na kila mtu personally. Yeah. But because of he has a heart of this nation, he has to cool down. Yeah. But don't force Raila to come to your camp, Mr. Gachagua. Let Raila do his job because he has been to this game since wakati wa Moi mpaka sasa. You can't beat him. You can't beat him because huyu jamaa akitisha rally anywhere atajaza uwanja, na wewe uende uitishe rally na watu nusu watakuja na utaungana. So huwezi sema ati Ukambani amepoteza kura. Nenda Machakos hapo stadium uitishe rally yako Gachagua, tuone kama hiyo stadium itajaa. And then after 2 weeks Raila aenda hapo uitishe mkutano yake. Yeah, Raila he can work without anybody. Watu ndo wanamfuata, but yeye is independent. Yeah, so he should keep silent, asikize Wakenya wanataka nini kwanza, because he's taking advantage of the Gen Z blah blah blah. Na Gen Z wamechoka. Gen Z hawataki mtu kama Gachagua. Gen Z wanataka ule mtu they can listen to them, they can understand them, they can do what they want as from the situation of this country. And for now, you know, they are the majority. And what I can say is that the Gen Z young people, chukueni IDs, mwende mchukue kura, mtegee 2027. Uwe na kiongozi mwingine. Sio kiongozi mbaya kumtandamiza, anachukua watu ambao wanatulagai hapa left, right and center. We don't understand kama tunaenda nyuma. That's the reason why tuko na mtu kama Gachagua anaongea nonsense. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we want to contribute.
Let's hear Frank first, and supervisor is waiting. Unajua amekuja kusupervise. So mjitunge.
Frank anasema
I'll just throw it one. Gachagua alituambia analeta party. Tukangoja akasema Februari. Sai amesema Mei. Okay? Sasa yeye mwenyewe hajaamua party. Anataka Raila ajiunge na party gani?
Ndio yeye amejiunga KMP. Sasa yako kwa launch.
No, hii ni ya mama. Hii PLP ni ya mama. Ya mama, sio ya mama. Ni ya mama, Martha Karua. Na pia hiyo pia tuko na mushkili nayo tutazungumza baadaye. So Gachagua a concentrate kutengeneza party yake. Raila ako na party tayari inaitwa ODM. Na ina celebrate 20 years. So who should be threatening the other? Is it the one who has a party or the one who is constituting the party? Gachagua tupeleke polepole tafadhali.
Wewe ushagundua mara mingi watu ambao wanapendanga advice za ndoa ni watu ambao wako ndani ya ndoa.
Unaona? Supervisor kuja supervise huyu.
Let us listen to supervisor.
Supervisor, your audio is not coming through. Organize, toa your earphone.
Let me remove the whatever. Can you hear me now?
Hey, we can hear you. Kwanza chama yetu inaendeleaje? Unajua si tuko na chama. Si kama Gachagua.
Chama tuko na nyingi. Sahi hata the registrar of political parties amesema imefika 90. So I'm happy to be in this discussion. I was watching it actually on TikTok. Labda nikasema kwa nini nisikuje, you know, kazi bila supervision cannot be perfect. So nikasema hata mimi niko na mawazo 2-3 ya kuchangia kuhusu hii mjadala ya Raila Amolo Odinga, ya Gachagua na Kasongo mwenyewe Mr. Kaongo, so that we have a discourse that can be bridging a fruit.
So Bwana Supervisor,
yes.
Do something for me. I think your net is a bit low. You can mute the camera alafu uendelee. You are breaking.
Okay. Am I better now?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm in Kisii. That is the reason why you see there are so many milimas here. I'm in somewhere called Kiroka. It's somewhere tunafanya maneno. So nilikuwa natafuta Matiang'i nimpatie kura akae nayo, lakini I'm not able to know his house.
Mimi uniletee tu miwa.
Sawa. So tuanze haraka na Raila Amolo Odinga. Personally, I know Raila has been in the game and he knows what he's doing. Raila si mtu wa kufunzwa na newcomers, political gimmicks na political moves. Huyu ni mtu ambaye ako 80 years old, amekaa wakati ya KANU, in fact amekaa wakati wa Kibaki Kenyatta, amekaa wakati wa KANU, wakati wa Moi, wakati wa Kibaki, Uhuru. Sasa who is experienced here? Raila anaweza endesha hii basi bila kuangalia mbele akiwa amefunga macho. So what I know Raila will do, and he knows exactly what is happening between, he knows the feeling of the Gen Zs, he knows the interest of Ruto, he knows the interest of Gachagua, he knows the interest of everybody. In fact, what he really wants to do, it is just to play a very difficult game in a tango hide and seek, because he knows he's the most sought after politician today in Kenya. So he's going to hide and seek, but he's going to attain what he wants. In my own opinion, because I've studied him, Raila Odinga is an institution. Even those who wants to study politics, they should study him as an individual, because he has very good lessons to teach. One of the things I have studied with Raila Odinga, he knows what people want. But for him to get there, he might not do what we want exactly. For those of you who have watched this movie called The Trojan Horse, the horse that got into the enemy territory with the soldiers inside, and then they destroy the enemies from within. Exactly that is Raila Odinga. I am of the opinion, and I know this is what is going to happen, and I want you to put it on handset or record this. Raila Odinga is going to join this government 50-50. And I support him, because I'm a politician and I know you cannot beat this government from outside. He needs to go there, demand the deputy president's position, majority leader and the speaker, and addition of about 4 or 5 ministers and about 26 PSs. The moment he does that, he now plays what we call checking the government from within. If they are abducted, he go and make a press conference while still in the government. He knows that internationally, the blunders that Ruto did costed him his seat of the AUC. He knows that. And they know that there is nobody who has accused the dynasties, that is Uhuru and Raila Odinga, like Ruto. Ruto has everything to lose without Raila, but Raila has nothing to lose without Ruto. So the thing is, when Mr. Kindiki is saying yes, sir, to Ruto, naye Ruto anasema yes, sir, to Raila. Raila akimwambia hii kona usipite, niwekee John Badi hapo, he cannot say no, because he knows he cannot sustain the 2 years without Raila Amolo Odinga. And Raila knows that. So Raila is just playing what we call hard tackle politics. And I can assure you by next week, next month, he's going to announce the merger, which will be a structured cooperation. This is not just kama ile ya Kibaki. This one, Raila is the president, in quotes. So they're going to be there for a year playing games up and down. But as we get closer to elections, Raila Amolo Odinga will say amejaribu kusaidia hii serikali, walinipeleka wakaniweka kwa ndege, wakanizungusha dunia mzima ndio nisiwazuie kushinda urais, lakini nimeona hii serikali haiwezi fanya chochote. And therefore, in my own opinion, a person who looks at things at the aerial level, Raila should join opposition, should join government. Now, and then the opposition on the other side, wakina Gachagua. Gachagua is not, I heard somebody saying, sijui aende Mandera, aende wapi Kisumu. No. That guy is not cut out for that thing. Unampatia mileage mingi sana. Gachagua is just popular because he was sacked. He is not, or he was not a kingpin. The only thing he is now popular because people are sympathizing with him, and we like it that way. Because for me, I support him not to become anything in future. He cannot be elected. He was impeached, but to slay the dragon, because the enemy eventually is one Samuel Ruto. You cannot make blunders in 2 years where you have invited gangsters here as government and militias, hosted M23 and RSF, at the same time abducted Kizza Besigye and Turkish nationalities. We brought Shah, a very barbaric policy with another one of funding model, 2 years of disaster. And then you say that you are still getting popular, giving us a lot of nonsense. So Gachagua should play his tribal politics, but make sure that he knows that we are not interested in him for presidency or anything, but for him to just make sure that group, those who believe in them, that tribal group, those people who believe that he was offended, are not with Ruto. That is a very big plus. Gen Zs should continue registering. I like that one, registering as voters, because this is the biggest group now. So when it comes to 2022, it will be Kasongo versus Kenyans. And this time Kenyans will be the Gen Zs, will be the Mulimas, will be the guy called Gachagua, will be Raila, will be the dynasty. And this guy, his card, which is only one, to steal Kura, will not be visible. So I like the happenings. I'm not bothered when Raila joins the government. I think he needs to be inside so that he knows the kind of characters he's dealing with. People who are stealing everything and anything that is available. Kwa hiyo hawa machache ndugu yangu, that is the status of the politics of Kenya 101, and I'm telling you, put this on record. That is what is going to happen, because I've studied all these individuals. The only person here who thinks is very smart because he had bribed his way to power and killed his way to power is Kasongo. But I think he was just set up. So let us wait and see. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that contribution. We appreciate as you're moving on swiftly. I'd like to listen to Douglas as you continue.
Still on the same issue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I think what was they're going to take us round in circles. Okay, their supporters keep them second guessing. Then next week they're going to come. And it's going to be the same story. A new coalition, probably with Ruto, I don't know. Then they're going to go into elections. Then a year down the line, elections campaigns in answer next year, sometime next year, but one, they're going to break up because he obviously is going to run for the presidency. Then they're going to lose. Then they're going to form. They're going to shake hands with the next government, and it's the same cycle over and over. The best way to predict the future is always by studying the past. But to Gachagua, I think Gachagua is nowhere near Raila's weight class. He's way beyond him. He cannot take him on. He tried to take on Ruto, and we all know how that ended. Him trying to take on Raila, I think it's pure comedy, like Josiah said. And he's just toying around with people's emotions. He used his impeachment, rode on the victim story, and garnered some support. And now he's using that. And I think we're giving him too much airtime. We are giving, and now he's beginning to abuse it. And, he's toying around with people's emotions, that is, you at your pay slip, you at your Gen Zs. Gen Zs, I think we can see through all the crap. And we cannot buy those kind of cheap lies. Yeah. It's these are totally different generation, and we can see through those lies, and you cannot toy around with us. But I think Gen Z's, people say that Gen Z revolution came last year, but right now Gen Z is always a conversation. Like, to be safe right now in politics, you must have Gen Z's in your corner. Today, Mother Karo is launching her party, but she is making sure to have a place for the young people, because right now without young people are the new sheriffs in town, and if you don't have them in your corner, then you're done. It's I think it's the new Gen Zs are the new Mourinho.
Okay, thank you. As we continue like that, I would like we are coming to an end because the time is so much spent. But as we are ending up and as we are closing up, I want to bring up a last issue that when you giving a postmark also speak about it, is the issue about SHA and the county government and the hospital dropping out from SHA. Yeah, so being quite aware by Reuters has been at the Ruto as well advocate people for joining the SHA, but now we are seeing not people joining the SHA. Now the hospitals that's supposed to serve SHA, they're dropping from the SHA branch. So what does it bring out? I would like to speak with Joseph.
Kwanza mimi nikisikia what SHA kama nashikwa na malaria because I'm the victim. Huh?
Yes.
There was a time like last month, I was sick. Now the only way to survive is to register SHA. So I did everything together with my wife. So when we went to the hospital, thinking that SHA is in here, I ended up, we were almost like 30 people that day. Okay, end up at the reception, register. There's a fee you pay for 50 bob. Then after that, when for further treatment, you go to you can use now SHA. So nikapata watu wamepanga na hii. Nauliza vipi bwana? Ati SHA ifanye. But juzi si ndio nani amesema SHA inafanya it's 100%. The previous day now got na watch news. The guy who is on the SHA was very convinced that this what SHA inafanya. So I have to call my brother to confirm if SHA is doing it's what. So to me, it's just a scam. That thing it's a scam, and for the government, they have to do something about it because in Historia Pakawa, they are playing with our minds. They are playing with Kenyans health section. They should wangeacha tu nini NHF function tu vizuri sana because I don't know hii haraka ya Kasongo ilikuwa because unashindwa what was it for Isha Linda Mama ilikuwa inafanya vizuri NHF ilikuwa inafanya vizuri, there was not that struggle, but Isha kuingia ilikuwa nataka kule ama ni because people are paying left, right and center, but they are not getting the services. Right now mpaka imefika mahali the private hospitals now ziko ndani mashinani wamezikataa because this thing is not working at all. Where are we heading our country? Na ndio huyo ndo amepanda kwa majua magari kwa coastal Mombasa ana launch mambo ya mastima, kitu ambaye inafaa imechoa na MCA wa huko na MP wa huko. Tunachezewa game nyingine mbaya sana, people are not watching. Kuna vitu zingine mpaka unasikia tu uchukue tu visa utoke nchi kwenda nchi nyingine. Wamama huko mashinani wanaumia. And these people are just watching. Please the president, do something for this thing. Na uchaguzi inakuja very soon. Na wembe ni ule tu. Hakuna kitu nyingine. This shutting Kenyans, I'm telling you the truth. This is a scam. It's not helping us at all. It is a scam. I have a mother-in-law. You're gonna cancer. But SHA haisaidii. We have to dig deep in our pockets. After for the plans we have to do something else. Inabidi tuna postpone. Because of this stupid thing, SHA. Please, the CS Baraza, kama unasikia, tafadhali do something so that people they can get better treatment in public hospital. Tunaumia sisi wa Kenya.
Okay, thank you for that comprehension. Let me listen. Frank, do you have anything to add up about SHA? Okay, Frank said he doesn't have anything to add up about SHA. I want to bring to Douglas, and also when I bring it up, Douglas. Also, you've seen about the feedback yesterday. The Senate ilikuwa nasema kwamba also the debts for NHIF are supposed to be paid fully. If we're still having the debt for NHIF, and yet we are saying that SHA is here now, how will they be able to pay SHA and yet we still have the debts for NHIF?
Okay, we did away with the NHIF because the NHIF was a pocket that had holes, and we're still reeling from the damage. Wherever that money went, only SCC can tell us, but SCC is a toothless monster. Okay, SHA was a dream that was envisioned in Vision 2030. It's universal health coverage. It's a dream that we as a country have always wanted to realize, and it's a good thing. But the problem is who is trying to get that dream into a reality and how they're doing it. That's why it's failing. But it's something that is good for Kenyans, not SHA, because SHA is not working and it's a problem. We can all agree to that. Universal health coverage. Kibaki tried it, Uhuru tried it and failed. And Ruto came guns blazing and she said, this time it has to work. But right now, Kenyans have even more problems than they had when we had NHIF. But my question is, and initially, I agree that I defended it. We were here, and Bernard was asking, what's the problem with NHIF? If NHIF is not working, why do we have to move? So you just make NHIF function. And I think now I think we should, because we've used so much resources to make this SHA, to bring this SHA into reality. And Julian was doing, the system alone costs billions. Not talking about rehiring staff, the whole process of crossing over to a new corporation, and those resources that we've wasted. Why couldn't we just use it to make an NHIF function, or pay off those debts and seal those loopholes where the money was leaking, and just get the system to run efficiently? I think we've wasted so much resources and ended up with what we'd call a white elephant. And we have a problem in our hands, and this is going to spread out into the future because now we have something that is not working for Kenyans. Spent so much money on it. Now Kenyans again now will have to pay taxes to pay for it, because we're obviously borrowing money to make it functional with the promise that it's going to solve the problem of healthcare. But I guess the people that we have are just corrupt, and they're the wrong people to bring the dream of universal health coverage into reality. I agree with you.
Okay, thank you for Douglas for that comply. Let me listen to the supervisor. The supervisor, can you hear me?
Yeah. I'm around. I can hear you sounding clear. Can you hear me?
Yes, go on.
About SHA, it's another pet project. You see, when I was trying to understand, the president told us he has a PhD. And when somebody has a PhD, somebody who has gone to almost the whole level of education, he understands many things in this world. But I don't usually compile how he's a PhD holder and having very barbaric policies. It leaves me somewhere that I cannot understand. But having said that, SHA chief is just shit. They just should call it shit system. Because yesterday, even Mr. Omtata was trying to explain there's a difference between universal healthcare and premium healthcare, where you pay premium and again you get what we call value for money. Whatever you've paid for that year, you are covered. But whatever you are having, it is neither premium, neither universal. Because a universal means you walk into any hospital like in Canada and you are treated, and then your card is used to reclaim, because not everybody falls sick. The idea is not everybody falls sick at the same time. For example, that when the time they were doing piloting of the universal in Kenya, the days of Uhuru, they started, I think, with Makueni, and everybody was given a card. Yeah. And the reason why it didn't kick up is because there were so many other things it could not have, they had not considered in the coverage. Things like kuumwa na nyoka, things like nini. So it became very difficult to cover everything. And those are the challenges still we have to do. In fact, my worry is now that the US aid is not there. How will this come? And that is why I'm saying we are living in borrowed time. You can just imagine now people living in chronic diseases, HIV, tuberculosis, malaria, and stuff. They are even I just saw a documentary on TV. I felt like crying. Women in Busia saying they have no way to get the drugs. These drugs are 6,000 per month. Which SHA will give you 6K? Which SHA will give you 6K? And therefore, we need to know that this guy has messed up the economy, has messed up the programs. He started with a very unpopular finance bill. It was denied. He had to go to factory setting. He then went to Andani. He was denied. Went to factory setting. He went to funding model. He went to factory setting. He also went to AUC factory setting. He is now going for SHA. He has to go to factory setting. Turudi kwa NHIF. We can make NHIF better. There are people in this country who have made their institution work. For example, Oliver Mugenda, who was in KU, he found a university that was struggling. He had to innovate. Yeah, put some whatever service for the public and make a lot of money. That institution became a profitable institution where he could even pay allowances to his people and stuff. So what we need to do, we do not change. They say this in English. You do not stop using a car because it causes accidents, but you make sure you follow the rules of the traffic. You put checkpoints. And if you put even speed governor, so that at the end of the day, it is not about the accident, it's about the reduction. There are countries that have very few accidents because they have known how to make sure that the roads are built, the traffic rules are followed, and stuff like that. But we cannot say that now, let us stop using this car called NHIF. We have had a lot of accidents. No, you don't fix something that is not broken. What you do, you make sure that that broken item, you just improve it. That thing that is not working, you improve it to make it better. There are very many young people here, even the Gen Zs. I remember when there was me. I'm not a Gen Z, but I have a guy here who did actuarial science, and he was telling me it doesn't matter when we started using or taking debts in Kenya, even if it's 1978. Let us have the numbers. Give me the numbers. I will tell you what we owe and how much and what. Because we have enough people and enough manpower in this country who can provide a better system, a cheaper system that can work with NHIF, not with SHA. SHA seems to be hurried, seems to be barbaric, and when you're a PhD holder in science, or what we call plant ecology, you are just a guy who experiments things. Yeah, when you are a scientist, unajaribu nikiweka hii element na hii ita react namna gani. That is what Ruto is just doing in this country. And it is unfortunate. People are suffering. I'm right now in Nyamira, and you can see many people struggling with diseases. Ni Mungu tu. So thank you so much, guys, and let's continue talking, because if we stop talking, we start fighting. But the Gen Zs is the future. They should take over this country and rule this country like a first world country. We are tired of people stealing our resources, enjoying with their girlfriends, and building airports in their homes. While we don't have money for SHA, and we wonder, can't we not see this? That now we saw the tender of a Kirigori house of Kasongo to be built an airstrip. Where this money coming? That is why you see the budget of State House has increased to 15 billion shillings. The only money we need for these programs that US aid was funding was 15 billion shillings. And it seems we do not realize that these people are stealing a lot of money from tokens, from fuel, from trees, everything. So this must change and has to change. And the Mobutu Sese Seko died worth about $100 billion, but nobody inherited that money in that country. Even the family did not inherit. The reason is you might think you're wiser than everybody else, but I'm telling you, a time will come. All this wealth will have to be accounted for. Where did you get? What kind of business do you do? You tell us you are worth 4 billion shillings. Are you the owner of StreamYard? Yeah, because if you're the one who invented StreamYard, we can say this thing is being used all over the world. There's a possibility you have a profit of 4 billion shillings. But you cannot come in an interview as an individual and tell us my net profit is 4 billion. Selling what? Which company is this? So a time will come when we are going to reclaim this country, and we are sending a warning to everybody who has land that he doesn't use, money that he cannot account for, and it will be very, very little. So let them know it is either you change shape up, or once this thing come to pass, utakuwa unapotelea Saudi Arabia kama akina Mobutu Sese Seko. So kwa hiyo machache tunasema let us look at the bigger price until we slay the dragon. Hii story ingine hapa it will not work, and we have to know who are we pushing to change that, so that we can get those changes as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you for that compliment, for that response. I want to listen from Bernard as you're winding up.
Well, thank you, Bwana Supervisor, and every other person who has contributed to this. The SHA thing is a scam, I agree, and it's a scam meant to collect money. Jose is here. SHA has never refused payments. Yeah. It only refuses when you want to withdraw. So it is only meant to collect money. It is not meant to serve Kenyans. On the issue of universal health care is not something new. Those of us who grew up in the 80s and in the 90s, the only thing you needed to get health care from the dispensary, from public hospital, is present yourself. And you will walk into the hospital, they will, in fact, go and negotiate. When the nurse begins to boil that that stove, you know there's going to be an injection. So you go and negotiate and say, please, kuna jama moja huko kwa naambia, please, nisaidie kwa tuna capsules. When it comes to injection. What I'm saying is universal health care, all it requires is enough doctors, enough nurses, and enough drugs in our hospitals. Then tell Kenyans, as long as you have ID, you are a Kenyan, walk in that hospital, you'll be treated. You don't need an insurance scheme in between. NHF was meant for people who are working, okay, who have pay slip. It's deducted half from the employer and half from the employee to make sure that you have what? Your healthcare service. It was working effectively until we opened it for everybody. Now, what is needed here is either we have a responsible government that wants to be in charge of the healthcare of its people, or we have a government that is looking for an excuse to avoid footing the bill for the healthcare of its people. But to me, with the resources we have in this country, with the kind of competence we have in this country in terms of human resource, we can provide healthcare to Kenyans without taxing them anything, without necessarily getting them to join anything. So SHA is a scam, and it needs not to be there at all. And what have we done? We have dug ourselves into the hole. Now we not only owe NHF, we now owe also SHA. So we have double debt. We are avoiding to pay one. Now we have multiplied it into two. And this is all because somebody has refused to think in tackling issues. I don't see how this becomes difficult, because it is just simple. Even if you want community contribution, it's just make healthcare accessible to all Kenyans and say every person will be taken care of with 50 bob or 20 bob. That 20 bob is going to be to accumulate into something that will be able to put some of the expenses required. And the other money will come from the parastatals. The millions that are being made at KICC, Kenya Pipeline, and all these other parastatals, where are they going for? They are supposed to be injected into the healthcare of the people and education. So this business of we have to hike the fee because the education is becoming expensive, we have to hike healthcare because it's just an excuse for people to loot the money that is coming from the parastatals. And so we are in a mess because we have been led into that mess by incompetent leaders who don't want to think out of the box in solving the problems of this country. I don't think we have too much debt that we can't pay. We have enough resources in this country. Where are our mining going to? Where are our minerals going to? The money that is coming from the parastatals, how does it travel from that parastatal to the exchequer? Is there any way? The Auditor General and the other, wherever, the budget man, how does this money, KICC host conferences almost every day, and it costs an arm and a leg. The money coming from there, where does it go? Pipeline for transporting fuel from Mombasa all the way to Kampala, okay? It's paid for. It's not for free. Where does that money go to? So what we have here, and then ID is paid for, birth certificate is paid for, Huduma number is what? Paid for. All this is an income, is a bringing in income. How is this money spent? That a government can be crying that it is not able to pay teachers, is not able to pay the police, and now the worst of it is that they are not able to feed the army. So the moment we are unable to feed the army, we are failed state. We don't need to exist as a government anymore. And so it is about time Kenyans began to think about who they put in office as leaders. With this, I close. This is Peter O.B., Najita grassroots mobilizer. He has a quote here. He says, "No country can progress if its politics is more profitable than its industries. In a country where those in government are richer than entrepreneurs, they manufacture poverty."
That is the quote of the day. I don't have anything to add on it. I don't have anything to subtract on it. But what I want is I'll bring the show to the conclusion, but ask you, let us meet the same day, the same place. And also never forget about tonight. We are having the open political forum tonight. And please get time to join up one so that you can have the debate with us and you can continue speaking with us. For those who are in the comment section, let's continue to do the thing. And for those who like to support the show, use the scrolling details on the screen. And others who like to join and be a member on Sound Candy Talk YouTube, just click the joining link and be a member now. Hey, what is it to be a member? It's just simple as that. Just click the link, join to the YouTube, and be a member so that we can continue moving together. I am host Felicia Dizo. Until next time, bye-bye.